the major points we're trying to get into was out, recognized, felt, is that no one has to die yet. Yet. The yet is the self-determination of self, understanding thankfulness, understanding you're born, understanding light, a different light, not your visible light, understanding life, what it is, what life literally is, the seeing the expression in it, in beings and animals and nature. That's the outward expression of it. But life is different than that, more than that actually. It's and the words are isness, that's truth, yet difficult to understand. The provider of all things will say, beings called the Creator, God, names, they limit. Yet they bring across a message of understanding or greatness. The force that provides the breath, the ability to have knowledge, understanding, feelings within the consciousness that is termed self. It has been termed the rides of the wind, is the pusher of the wind. It is before the wind. It's in the terms would be termed the non-existent force itself becoming existent. Now, let's say the unseen, the non-existent will say the unseen is potent itself. It's potent. And once the seen is available, arrived, been expressed, that's impotence. It can't do anything. It does what it thinks it can do. But it's the unseen that provides looking for the word that will have understanding and meaning within the consciousness of the human condition. The unseen is a difficult concept. How does the unseen become expressed? Your word would be an explosion. Initially, it could be, said, the unseen has a desire to be seen and see itself. It is that desire, that energy there of what would I look like if I went this way, or this way, or this way, or that way. You beings have a semblance of that when you look at yourselves in your mirrors of self. Yet the force that did it in the beginning of humankind, Adam, the being called Adam, that being, he was given the authority and ability to name all things, including what he is understand as the word term being called God. That unseen to Adam said, name me, is what he said. And the expression was the Adamness of himself understood those energies as a force of the wind or within the wind, before the wind thing. And the only way the knowledge could be outward from Adam was letters. Or you would say letters, yet is an attempt to replicate the sound of the being, the oneness, Well, your word would be spoke, but it's not spoken. It's not that. The oneness that an atom acknowledged in the senses of himself, primal senses. And he expressed it as, you'll say, you'll say, your letter E, he said E, O, I-H, you say, E-O-E, like that, simply. With this not have the pronunciation skills you have now, as you say. So that was the outward expression of Adam naming God. Actually, it's a E, contemplation, space, and then an O, and then contemplation, because he's naming things, and contemplation. So E, contemplation, O, contemplation, and looking for the last portion, contemplation, the IH came in. That thing. It was the E at the end also, like the EC. And the derivations came down from that.
Okay, I don't interrupt, but E-O-I-H-E?
No, E-O-I-H. The IH is together. That's it.
Oh, you said E on the end, okay.
Well, it's an expression of the last IH. What that's breath out, and it was has an E ending to it, or an A ending. Yeah? Very subtle, like the wind has passed. Oh, yeah. That thing.
All right.
Yeah, that's how that is. And the derivations from several hand down. All of this was handed down verbally initially, yeah, until a book was given, and etc. etc. Books to beings. Human now is understanding pretty much, or close to, the importance of breath, yeah, bone, sinew, muscles, flesh, skin. How you individualizing these forces express outward self. The importance of your name has tremendous power, birth name, because you are beings are familiar with the power of letters, and before the outward expression of Adam, there were these forms produced by this non-existent one as it pushed out to recognize itself. The potent force did, and the expressions came out as letters. The Hebrews have it as 22 letters. And the feminine energies, letters, create a force. Everything's in what is understood here. Everything is born of woman. And your names are important, because in what we call a mystical tradition, the planet cannot speak. But the consciousness of your bone, having come from the planet, and with the power of your name and letters, you have the ability to speak for her. The planet, it hasn't happened that way. Everyone's speaking from their self-righteousness perspective. But your name, as you walk here and place your bones upon this field of energy, the magnetics and electrical current, and gravity is the one that pushes you here, or actually pulls you. It's a push, not a pull. You consider it a pull. But you said you would speak for her, literally, each one of you here individually, with your letters, because she does not speak. She speaks through humans. And that's what's going on now. The integration of the spiritual forces that are around you, the many personalities everyone has, and once you've grown to a certain level in what you call the shamanic tradition, the shaman portion of yourself, the shamanic portion of yourself will leave, in essence, but not leave you, it experiencing its abilities to teach a self now within the form that's still available that it has used because it knows the functionality of that form. It can be confusing, yet it is what and who you are combined with their 49 personalities. They're not really combined, you are those. And what is determining now is you must begin to stop arguing with the selves within yourself. It's a welcoming home sort of thing. And the yet of the death is that you never are dead. It doesn't work that way. Because the consciousness has learned always something. And it will always move to a place of its level of learning to understand more. Eventually. Because life is forever. That's what it is. That's what it is itself. That's what it is. It is from the potent to the impotent, and the impotents begin to understand the potency of itself that was granted itself from what you would call your ancestor, which is Adam, the first one. And all the other stuff in between is derivations, or what you say, derivations, desire for self-knowledge independently, we'll say. But that's an impotent thought. Can't do anything out of itself, really. You need the potency of the invisible, the non-seen, to assist you. That's why there's always questions about this. Has to be. You're searching for the all knowledge of self and where I come from. Not just your family line, but where I come from before and before and before. And that's the important self looking to find its potency. How it has that potency somewhere. And it's the potency that's drawing wisdom to ones. There's a reclamation of divine force here and everything. And that's why you're having so much confusion here on your planets now. You have this religion and that religion and this religion and that religion. And they're all fighting. This potent force gave each of the religions their followers. Mohammedanism had his followers. Christianity has their followers. Brahma has his followers. Buddha has his. The potency gave the followers to the teachers so the teacher could understand with the potency itself. And so the followers understanding the potency beyond the teachers. That's why you've been told you've got to go beyond this concept. You've got to identify God and everything and then go beyond that. Because the potent, the unseen, will never really be seen until it is expressed as impotency. Because that impotency is the desire to know potency. Desire to, as you say, become God, as you say, and that's what you call gods on the planet here. You're supposed to be, because you're walking with a name that the mother, what you call your planet Earth's force, those around it, and the magnetic force of the personality, gravity is the personality. Your letters allow you to walk through that, with it, actually. You would say that you are a definition as you walk from your name. Yet most don't understand the potency of the letters of their name. Each letter is a feminine characteristic, gentle, nurturing, caring. Yet, individual potent force in each one. Individual potent force. Each one. And that's why what you told your planet Earth was created with this one letter, Beth, which means blessing. So no one would walk through here in total ignorance, unless you wanted to. Could always learn from the blessing of the potent one. Now, simple meditation. Simple meditation. As you lay down in your bed at night, just before you go to sleep, desire to know. I desire to know the wisdom of my name, the first name. Right? The wisdom of my name. Focus on your first name. The rest is a genetic line that you said you'd correct or help. The first name is your potent power, or the identification of you from potency. Because the scene is important. And you really can't see the letters, but you have descriptions of them here. And you really can't see this force as it works with you, yet you have descriptions of it as it is here, how it does. You'd be confused if you hear being this diagram here.
From the Gita, the 48 vital airs.
Yes, the 48 vital airs. Those are lines that come down through you. And they are like strings of a puppet. Yet you're the puppeteer, and you're cleaning your strings, basically. And you come into a place of no damage to others when that potent triangle above there, the inverted one, comes down into the soul of you, which is an upright triangle, and forms this great star in you. Radiates this knowledge of you being a vehicle and avenue through which potency can come out through, maybe. Because you have to remember that you're the important one. You're not the potent one. The important is unseen. And in it's a male force, chooses who he describes, or decides who say describe through. Because what you see is actually a description. And an ability to receive perception and this recognition in your bone structure of privilege for life. Right? You very seldom remember coming out of the womb even, yet you have come out of the womb. Then you come up out of the ground, come out of the womb. And the reflection should be on the wisdom and the potency given to me of my name. How does potency, the unseen, become seen through me, through my name? And you are involved in the choice of your name, the first one anyway. Now give me a moment, and if you allow yourself, please sit erect, and we'll fix this thing. One thing, move. 7. You contemplate the number 7, and you can align your chakras in a moment. And the 7 resides above your head. That actually looks like one of the Hebrew characters. If you do your research, you'll see. And it spins counterclockwise. And the staff of the 7 comes down, straightens the spine, down to your coccyx. And you have a little feather here that turns horizontally, like this, counterclockwise. At the crown chakra, clears all the stuff out, so you can receive yourself. And that will descend, the throat will actually begin to move up to the crown. The throat chakra, force, desires to knowledgeably speak, and it moves itself as a self, one of those formations of those personalities that conjunct there, that bring up, comes up, and it'll go up through the back of the head. Yeah, And then the recognition comes with the sixth seal. Feel it. The recognition comes from the visual of the sixth seal. Then your temples of your skull begin to open. The chakras at your shoulders that are in front here, there's little indentations there, they begin to open. And then you find out that you're, I say, being cleansed of your impotency, with the knowledge being received from the potent one, the unseen one, as you clean. That's that feather thing going around the top, spinning horizontally here, counterclockwise. It cleans your clock, so to speak, your timing mechanisms, because you're in the wrong time, or you consider the wrong time. These things don't seem to be working the way, and for everyone, the way they should be, they're supposed to be. And as that crown chakra becomes cleaned with the feather, it becomes like a shower of sparks that will descend over the rear portion of the brain down to your neck. This is where I told you last time is where power is. There, before the speech. And it'll open the shoulder blades and the chakras that are behind the shoulder blades, where most beings, all beings, store karma. Let it come a bit out. The karma is seeing what you've done and wish to adjust and alter it. It's not a penalty. It's a self-choice, really. Because in order to advance, it's the perpetuosity of life in the seen, having known you've come from the unseen, and you'll be given the understanding and privilege to know that. So this is how some ones will eventually be able to and do. There's an invisible thing to appear and then reappear. These are applicable techniques now. And as the force begins to come, the force, the unseen, I will say, bringing more potency here for contemplation and recognition with the ones that are in the seen world. Availability is going to increase, which is what's going on now, particularly in your month called August. That's the acceleration we're talking about, self-recognition of the privilege to be here, the honor to be here, actually. Yeah. So, the most important meditation you can be doing now before you go to sleep is understanding the potency of your first name, birth name given, and then request the knowledge of the appropriate use of it within the self, not to display to ones, but within the self, because the bones that you have know the reason for those letters in the name. It is to speak for the mother, the great planet you're walking on, to speak for her in a gentle way. And mankind will have that ability soon. Otherwise, the oceans are going to make you think differently. It's a great washcloth. Health to everybody, health to body, health to the mind, and health to the spirit. A lot of spirit forces are confused. They're in between, but they have a personality, part of the 48, 49, that are within ones that leave and all of this thing. So bring them in cautiously. And always remember the power of your first name and the grace it has given you, really has. Especially the first letter. The first letter is very significant because it's a beginning of expression. Like potency became impotent, but during the expression of it, unseen became seen. That now, that first letter of your name is at the start of you. You reflect back and your bones know what it's for. The bones will know what it's for. And so it's important now to pay attention to the bones. Walk carefully and gently with self and others. We are through unless you have a question.
Well, if I can get my mind activated again, yeah.
Peace to all beings.
Thank you. Wait, don't go.
I've got it correct. You don't need your mind now. You need your heart here.
Okay.
And think what was brought up with this, because this is personal for you coming. Okay?
This is awesome. I could feel everything you were saying.
You're supposed to.
Ah.
That's the purpose of speech.
Ah.
But politely,
Oh,
not
God.
damage.
Thank
Most
you.
people speak to damage, or the result is damage.
Thank you.
Interpretations of other things.
My question is, do you think I can find this illustration in color? Has it ever been done in color in some of my old books? Would it be important to do that or not? Just print the actual picture?
Well, the picture is necessary.
Okay.
The colors are really difficult because they're different in everyone.
Oh, they're different for different people.
Because of the personality construct, and because of the nature of your name. Your tone of you affects the light as it comes because it's a diet of you, and the personality must respond. So it changes its color to respond.
Okay, black and white then. Clearer, but black and white.
Well, it gives the idea of what
you've been
this
talking about.
yes. Because if you say heirs and beings haven't understood the Gita or even read it, they don't understand. But personalities, they do because they feel it.
Yeah.
Or should. Yeah.
Who is here today?
All of us.
All of us. Okay, how do I write that? Everybody, if you are, you can. Huh?
We have, say, we're going to start with this. We'll start with this. The understanding of Aleph, Aleph. That is the first letter of the Hebrew alphabet. That's the one that the force, divine force, had to talk to twice to bring forth its response. Each other letter, the divine force only had to speak once to it to activate the force within the letter. Yet, the Aleph, the understanding of Aleph, already understood the Creator had, who say the unseen, had chosen what he was going to use to create the scene. Yeah? So she, Aleph, was given the ability to knowledge and to understand, not to argue with the unseen, basically. So it made a decision. And she became the one to connect all letters. Because she speaks only when Father talks twice, all the time. She's a silent letter. One other letter is silent also.
And then with Space and Gabriel?
They're the guardians.
I mean, are they here now too? I feel them. Yeah.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Okay, so I put Space and Gabriel.
Yes.
Okay.
And Gabriel knows this one. Gabriel has gone through the process, we'll say, of disobedience, as all ones have. Yeah, and not normally associated, but understood as it's also the being called thought.
Serious?
No, serious is another bit. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Okay. I got goosebumps.
Yes.
So he's incarnated. He's actually incarnated on the planet. Okay.
Yes.
We're going to talk to him about the pyramids someday. Okay. So many questions. Should we let people go off and study, or should we put a simple sidebar of the meaning of the Hebrew letters?
There's complications there. Many interpretations of what the force is there, of the letter designated. They'll be guided to find it themselves.
Okay.
If they're willing to find out truly who they are. Okay. But the focus should be not on the first letter of your first name. There's a reason for it. All the other letters are combinations of your paths that you're willing to walk here. That's all. As you go down your name, you pick up another letter and you're going to go down that vibration of that letter, wherever you are. You will eventually walk your name before you leave the planet. That's the purpose of it. That's how it works. You're walking your name. Every beings you say you walk your talk. No, you're walking your name. Is there a possibility on this that these speakings can be abbreviated maybe a little bit to say and put on your website so the words could be heard?
Oh, absolutely.
The space is what is important in the production of the sayings. Because as I speak, you can feel. Yeah?
Yes, absolutely.
Reading has another level of interpretation. It lowers it down, you see. It lowers it. It's like reading about the wind and not experiencing the wind. A big difference. So if you could push or make it available, and once hear it, as it affected you, it will affect them.
Oh my God.
It will affect them. And what you'll find out, and I have to be careful with the choice of these words because of this dialogue, there'll be a process that you have gone through since we started this, for one simply hearing it, and the appreciation will be understood. You know what I mean?
We'll focus on the audio instead of the printed then.
This.
But we will print it in the magazine.
Yes, yes. Those that like to read and have, yes. Well, I think this, if you get some of the verbiage on your websites so they can be heard, the audio, you'll find out the qualities of response are going to be different because the physicality of ones are going to be affected and the appreciation will be, what do you say, a desire for more? Yeah?
Okay.
Yeah. Well, if you put on your machines, availability, we're trying to get the process ahead of schedule.
Okay.
Yeah, so ones can feel, because there's going to be a need for it.
Okay.
Yeah, by August, September thing. For heart feeling.
Okay.
Yeah. For the recognition of each one that listens to their self in connection to their name. That's a significant portion of this whole thing. Relates to the 49 personalities, yes. But the main thing is now identify why you're here, and you're here to speak for the mother who you're walking on. Gently, folks, basically.
When you say speak for the mother, does that mean we should ask for rain and ask that winds don't go so strong?
Yes, that's your job. The reason the winds are coming so strong, nobody's doing what they're supposed to do. Getting your attention, pretty much.
So it's not speaking for her, it's speaking to
her.
To her. Yeah. With our wishes, our desires.
Well, she has, she's a great mother. And she has a desire for all children to be protected, I think, nurtured. Yeah? So you speak, ask the wind to calm down, ask the rains when you need it, talk. She cannot speak. Must speak through you so you can talk to the unseen so it becomes seen. She's important. Only potency is the unseen. Everything else is important. As you begin to learn, you're requested to assist your planet, literally. Whatever planet you're on, whatever space you're in, actually.
But there's a personality in the planet just the same as we.
Yes.
But why then?
Yes.
But she doesn't use words. She uses wind, she uses sun, she uses all that rain.
Well, you're the intermediaries on the request for the wind, the sun, and the rain. You are literally in control of your weather. You've been told this, that you can influence the sun individually, not the earth that's doing that. It's you. And your stars, you've been told that a very long time ago. But it's the forgotten portion of it, the confusion part. The planet you're walking on is requesting you to assist her in clear consciousness to calm the wind, to call the rain, so she can provide for her people the corn and the grains. Mm.
All right. I'm so grateful. Thank you. Bless you.
We are through, bless you, peace to all beings, health to body, mind, and spirit. Always. Amen. And that expression, by the way, Amen, is a thing of recognition. I see. Amen.
And women.
And women, of course. Adam, all these things.
Now listen, let me just sneak this one in here. The earth was created very late in the whole creation. I think Zosh said 98% of the time has gone by or something.
Yeah.
So when you talk about Adam being the first human, that's just on Earth. That's not all the other humans on all the other planets, right?
It's right now the focus is this place you're walking on.
Yeah.
There's another condition that exists in other places for specific reasons.
Yeah.
But each letter had sort of was refused in a way. It was not refused, no. It was explained why that letter could not be used for the creation of this place.
This is something new. What? Who refused the letters?
We'll get into that next.
Okay, deal. Oh, you ought to become scenes so we could dance around or something. Thank you.
I can give you a clue about the letter thing.
Yes.
There are 22 letters.
Yes.
They're most favorite of females. There are 22 of them. And the great unseen started from the end and worked forward for the creation of things. Okay. And explained why those letters at the end could not be used for this place. Did not say couldn't be used for some other place.
Oh, there are other letters that we don't know about.
Yes.
Oh, like other personalities, because we only have 12 or 13 here, and there's 256 out there, right?
Yes. Beth was created here for blessings. That's the second letter. And the Aleph is the communicator between them all.
Okay.
This letter was used as a creative force somewhere, but not for here. Okay. This place was a blessing space.
Ooh, next time will be fun. Okay.
We are through.
Awesome.